What's up, Warchief? How are you?
Ready for battle.
The master
Always a
of the
pleasure,
Shaman
Warchief.
clan
Thank you for the
has
code.
returned.
I enjoy doing VOD reviews. So it looks like we get to see your Hanzo. I like it. I want to see more of your Hanzo. That's awesome. We're going to be playing on Hanamura. Excellent.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're starting nothing fancy here. You're not looking at the spawn door or anything. Um, kind of a mistake. I mean, I know you were kind of just like a little bit of late to the party. You were typing something or preoccupied with something, but you know, Hanzo should start somewhere like maybe up here, shoot a sonic arrow, kind of throw a storm arrow, and then go ahead and just like protect yourself, lunge backwards a little bit. Um, that's where he should start, and I think you do know that. I think it's just a matter of you just didn't get out of spawn quickly enough. Or you're preoccupied with something. You throw a sonic a little bit too early there. We'll see where it keeps going though. That's fine. It's fine, storm arrow.
Marked by the dragon.
Nice random shot. This is great. You know, you're just pulling out the rando value. You just love getting these random picks. This is a weird little AFK moment for me there. Not sure what's going on.
Marked.
Huge hit. Huge hit there. Here's the inevitability. They finally come through. It's almost like you were ready for it, but you weren't ready for it. Like, if we go back for a second. So, I mean, like, at this point, right, we're 40 seconds into the game. You've pressed tab. You know that they have a Symmetra. And if they have Symmetra, that means one thing. You know exactly what they're going to do. And so, if you know that they're going to teleport to point, you should be putting yourself in a position where you're best ready for it. Um, in this case, I really do like being up here or up here. Either's fine. Generally, just being right here is pretty convenient for just like jumping up, climbing here, and then just jumping back, just kind of constantly. Like sometimes you're like over here, kind of shooting to the back line. Other times you're kind of over here, just shooting to the front line. The point is this is kind of one of those. This is definitely like one of those power positions, right? Because when I say a power position, what I mean is like both teams want it. Your team wants it, their team also wants it. And so whoever has it is kind of like in a position of power. That's what a power position is, right? And it's right here. It's this fucking thing right fucking here, right? And so you as a Hanzo obviously have a lot of control over that in the beginning, and you want to make sure that you have it, all right? You can shoot them from here, and you don't want them. For example, like who on their team is going to do something? They have they have a Junkrat, so he can do some stuff. Junkrat can kind of mine himself and get up here and then start shooting around, and that's fine. Like if he does that, you can shoot him from where you are, but you could also shoot him from right here. And this is a easy shit. That's a fucking easy shot. Now it's also easy for him. All right, don't get me wrong. But at least as soon as he comes up here, if he's facing a Hanzo straight in the face, he's like, maybe not gonna pull the fuck back for a second, especially if you have Storm Arrow. If you have Storm Arrow, he just dies. But like from back here, he jumps up there. He might dance around a bit. He doesn't give a shit if you're way over here. Maybe you do hit him, maybe you don't. But like being up here is just so strong. You can control this power position, and if they teleport to point, you've already got this little position on him here. If they teleport to point, what you do is you do a wall ride up here. You get up on top of this, and you just play from this window. And that should just be kind of like your go-to automatic Hanamura default defense, is playing um, this over here as a power position, and then immediately, ooh, my hotkeys, and then immediately treating, this as a power position. Now, this one is kind of a power position as well, like just right on top of this little high ground, obviously, because both teams want this vantage point. They want to be able to look into the point with this natural cover right here, right? this natural cover. I'm such a bad artist. This natural cover or this natural cover. They want to be able to look into the point like that and also have this like ability to just retreat. And so you kind of want that as well. You get the ability to look straight down there, like towards choke, or you can come back here and defend point. And so that's kind of like the two power positions on this point that you want to definitely be holding up, like this one and that one over there. So I don't think that you're in a great position right here to defend. Like, yes, you're firing a lot of nice arrows through choke, but you're not really prepared for the sim strat here. Like, they do it, you hear it, you react quickly to it, but you weren't prepared for it. That's pretty clear. And so, you know, Zari's just going to have infinite charge, going to run you over. Nothing you can do about it. Not a Hanzo in the world that could have lived there. Maybe there is, but like, you know, it's really hard.
A minor setback.
Okay, so you're making the determination right now of whether you're going to contest or not. Your whole team is pretty much dead, so you're going to be like, nah, I'm not going to contest. Although I like what you're doing here. You're going to see what kind of value you can find, because she's obviously going to teleport again. You break the TP. That's really big. Good on you to come out to coast and look at this. That's awesome. What you've done here is you've denied that lane from her. That's actually really big. She doesn't want to push this lane anymore. She doesn't want to run coast against you anymore because you just did that to her. So that's like really big. This is the big, huge, like, oh no, scary snowball moment where Sim Portal takes first point and then the TP coast Sim wall, like a Sim ult, comes straight onto second point and storms it like immediately. That's like the boogeyman of this entire fucking map, is that Sim strategy. Fucking Sim strategy, dude. And your play right here just kind of denied it. So huge, dude. Like, that's actually really good. Okay, so let's whoop, my bad. Let's talk power positions here. So Hanzo definitely wants to be on this little platform here, either there or up here. But generally speaking, if they haven't like made a play in here yet, being up here is kind of useless, because when you're up here, you can't really see through that window very well, and you want to be able to see through this window. Like, the advantage you get from standing right in here is great for a couple of reasons. So for starters, you have this humongous tree here that just like blocks vision from people standing like on that side of this little hut. So the only people that are going to see you are people that are already like right here, like underneath these trees, and can actually like look at you, or people like just in the fucking open, or people like going up this staircase here. People that are kind of like walking in this little area, they can kind of see you a little bit. Not many people are jumping over this hut for no fucking reason. Usually the play is that people go up here because they want to go high ground, right? And so you get to catch people like this. So this is like just obviously a power position. All right. I want, maybe not a, is it a power position? Do both teams want this? Yeah, I think this is actually a good example of a power position. I think that no matter what team you're on, this is a great position because you have advantage of all this shit. And then right through this wall, you have advantage of like all this shit. And you have natural cover from anyone pulling coast. So you can just like look at coast. You can look up here. You can like fucking shoot this way, shoot people up there, shoot people in that corner down there. You can shoot people coming. Like, all kinds of things come from this window. And, you know, some things come from this window too. But I believe that this is probably the most, maybe the most powerful like position for you as a Hanzo player to just get free fucking value from.
Blocked by the dragon.
All right, so you're looking for a way to use this arrow, the dragon arrow, obviously. I think the best thing that you can do is running it through this hallway, because this hallway is just kind of a long, narrow corridor, kind of like that they have to get up into. And it's really hard for them to do anything about it if you're just like right up here throwing an arrow down here, or you're like underneath them throwing an arrow into them like that. Really strong. So there's the use case of finding a narrow corridor and shooting it down a corridor that they have to run in or out of, so that they're kind of just trapped in the dragon for a while. Or there's another use of dragon, which is also really good, and that's when they're pushing in from any point. Let's just draw it. Let's say you have the enemy team that is like right here, and your team is right here. Well, if your team can push forward into their team, and you can be on the flank and throw a dragon behind them, all right, like this long ass behind them dragon like this, then it counts as sort of like a wall that they can't retreat. They can't retreat. They have to fight, right? And so that's the other kind of arrow I guess I'd be looking for. So you got like the sort of checkmate arrow where you just checkmate them into a long narrow corridor, or the ones where it's kind of like a behind wall arrow. Let's see which kind you go for here. Good Sonic. Really good. So now you're going to go for the sort of like narrow corridor version. This isn't super narrow. They know where this is coming from because I believe they know where you are. So it's pretty simple for them to just jump off the high ground. Now that's value. Okay, that's value. But let's see. Maybe they're dumb. Maybe they're bad. What do they get? You get a Lucio. You get a wow. You get a Zarya. You pull out. Okay, so you got a few there. That's really good. I didn't actually expect you to get that much value there. I think a better team would have been able to dodge that a little bit better. But yeah, really good shot on the Symmetra. Good that you got a 2K. That's awesome. Let's see what kind of position you take for the next engage. I don't notice that you're really like holding either one of the window positions. Are you going to move to one of those positions? Holding up here is fine. I'd be on the flank. I'd be definitely looking for some flanking action here. There's so much opportunity right now to be in this window, and just look at all these juicy targets that you can shoot shit at. So many of them. They're just like dinking around, doing some shit. You are getting some nice damage on them. I do like this angle a little bit. This is pretty all right. You're just looking for some energy. It is a nice angle. It is pretty limited as well. It's kind of like they can choose whether they want to stand in it. Whereas with this angle, they don't get much of a choice. Like, their decision not to stand in this angle means that they have to just run the fuck away or go right on point. Because, like, the vantage, like, look at the fucking vantage of this. I mean, you get to see all this shit. Whereas, with this other one that you're working with, right, in that narrow one, you get to look at, like, basically this narrow little one kind of lane, which is fine. You can find stuff there. But I still think, personally, and maybe I'm making too big of a deal with it, I think this is still better. I think that's still better. All right, you're getting some damage on this Ashe, potentially. You got a Sonic on her. You see her. Easy, absolutely diffed. Good job. Hell yeah. Their sim wall is so fucking terrible, by the way. What is this shit? All this does is let them walk out onto the catwalk. It's not really that good. Just a note for some sim players out there. What a sim wall does is it just creates two big areas of space. So, right, like this wall is a wall, but a better wall would have been one that's like, I guess, placed this way. Like if this was the path of the wall right here, then they would have all of this space, right? And you'd be protected from all of this space up here. You would have been able to block the Hanzo. You would have been able to get off of the catwalk and even maybe touch the corner of point. You could have put the wall like this way, where you're getting most of the point and still blocking off this high ground up here. It basically is space where, like, if you put a wall like this gigantic ass wall here, what you're saying is there's two areas of the game now, which is like point A and point B, where we're allowed to exist on either side as long as like the enemy team is mostly on the other one. If the enemy team is mostly on A, then all of B is safe. If enemy team is all on B, then all of A is safe. And so what it forces the enemy to do is to put some on A and some on B. All right, to split the enemy apart. They kind of have to take both sides of the wall and then be cut off from each other's heals in order to make it unsafe for Symmetra's team to be on either side of the wall. Not that that's super helpful for your Hanzo play, so I apologize for that tangent. It's just a really bad sim wall. Really cheeky teleporter. I mean, you just kill a TP. Okay. You get some free ult charge here from the Ryan that's doing absolutely nothing with a nano boost. Should be able to kill this Symmetra. I believe in you. Nice.
Better.
Some really weird sim stuff going on there. Okay, you really, really could be standing close to those windows. Huge shot. Nice. That's fine. I think you were a little hesitant on that. Watch. Grab goes out. That was quite a while afterwards. Enough for Ryan to get out of grab and then pin away from it.
See through the dragon's eyes.
A lot of wasted potential for ult charge here. Like in this position, you can actually shoot through these leaves and potentially hit like free headshots. Like as they're coming out of there, imagine you're just here like with a sonic arrow and you're just like firing shots. Shoot, 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 shoot. How are they even gonna shoot you back? They can't shoot you back. Look at their fucking perspective. Like, go back for a second. Look at fucking whatever who's on their team. Look at Ash. What's Ash doing? Look at Ash. She can barely see what's in that window. From this perspective, can't see shit in that window. If arrows are just flying through that tree and potentially killing her, you're just like winning a fight before it even begins. I like this. I really like this actually. This is really good. You're just being on a good flank angle here. They can't deal with either the DPS on your team. Their on is way too far forward. You're missing a lot of shots, but it's fine. You're in a good spot. Huge. Big dink. That was kind of painful. Okay, so you're going to build a dragon here in just a little bit. Kind of close to grab too. You don't necessarily have to wait for grab here, by the way. But this fight's won. So let's not use it here. Maybe a bit of a waste of nano there. You're getting away from that Winston. Huge. Absolutely huge. What a crazy shot. Nice shot, man.
See, I understand.
That's an absolute confidence destroyer to kill someone like that as they're blading. That guy swapped a Hanzo just to spite you.
Understood.
Really good kill there too. Okay, so you're looking for that kind of hallway vibe. Because you're either going for the hallway arrow, or you're going for the wall behind arrow. And you're on defense, so the wall behind doesn't really work unless your team's positioned to like push. That straight up fucking sucked. Sorry, what the fuck? Where's their Hanzo now? Oh, you know, he just kind of had a good angle on you. What a shot.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't like that. I really don't like that a lot. That was a huge waste of that. So, go back for a second. Alright, so you're dead here. You're starting to contest payload. This is such a panic, because I mean, if you look at if you look up here, right? You're not losing that bad. You're not losing that quickly. So like, you have the time to actually come outside and position yourself. I mean, you see teammate, 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 teammate. You don't have to do this right now. You don't have to do this. What I'd be looking to do maybe is come out one of these sides. Like maybe you come out this side. You could potentially throw more like a diagonal dragon arrow like this. Okay. Once you start like getting out here a little bit, throw a diagonal dragon arrow and then run up here and start firing shots. That's if you like, you really need to use the dragon arrow. He's so low. May's a good choice. Not fast enough, but a good choice.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating. Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
All right, we are on the Reaps. A Reaper Creeper.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, the first thing I'm thinking about, like, I don't know why Ryans do this. Why do they stand right in front of that door? Because as soon as the door opens, spam damage is coming out. So just, you know, let him take his damage. I like how you're not right in front of the door there. Good. Let him. Okay, well, you took the anti-nade. Okay. Ugh, no. So what you can do here instead is you go back just a moment, right? You're 190. Okay, so you're unpurple. You're walking here, and instead you, all right, you beeline it this way. You grab this little mega, go here, you teleport up to that one. Right now you're here. Or potentially you might just be like right here, which is, you know, it's fine. And you can take a play like that. That would be a little bit better. They'd have to do something about it. In fact, what would even be stronger than just like dropping off here or even just standing up here and shooting this Ryan is shooting him for just like a moment and then jumping off this way. Like, okay, you fight the Mei, I guess. But like the win condition for you, all right, what you should be kind of looking for on this kind of thing is like you want to put somebody, put some big threat here, all right, some threat. I can spell threat. Hold on, REAT. Some threat on the coast, all right, to force everyone to look this way or think about what's happening over here, whether it be a ball, it could be a Reaper, it could be a Tracer, it could be a Sombra, but the power is making sure they know that there's a threat on coast. Because that's kind of what weakens what's going on over here, or weakens something about what they're doing to block this choke. Because how can they block this choke with all of their resources if they have to commit some of the resources back here to the coast? That's something you got to be thinking about. It's like in order to get a Reinhardt through this choke, like one of two things has to happen. All right, one, you use ultimates to force your way through. Two, you use a Symmetra to just cheese your way through. Or option C, you play the coast threat method, where you put a threat on coast, force their attention, and now your Reinhardt can go through choke with only like 3 or 4 people guarding it rather than 6. See? So that's kind of what I'd be looking to go for here. Something of that nature. You're going for the Junkrat play. Okay, that's fine. Junkrat can still do that, by the way. He can play that same thing. Alright, so we're going to start spamming some damage over here into choke. Great, awesome. Definitely good that you're playing off that little door. You want it to like come off of here, bounce, and then into the Reinhardt. Definitely what you want to be doing there. Not enough of those are bouncing off the door. There you go. Now you got the bounce. That's what you wanted to see. Mildly just feeding the Zarya infinite charge. It's fine. I want to reiterate as well, like that this is a power position. Highly recommend, worth the mine, to go up here, chill for a second, turn their attention for just a second. They have to look at you. If anything, they have to get you to just jump back off, all right? Even if they get you to jump back off when your Reinhardt is looking to push in at the same time, value, okay? Just some value to be had there that I don't know that you're getting. Like that window is so important to this whole map being like anywhere close to reasonable. Anytime this map is played without the use of that window and without Symmetra, I don't even know what you're doing. Like it's so bad to not utilize that tool. This is good. Team heal up. Look at you guys. You have the sort of like backline heal. They're gonna. Ouch. That was very painful. You don't actually want to be super close to this. So like, cool to watch that and all. Keeping an eye on that. Let's go back a little further. Okay. So here you got this trap. This trap is super, super, super exposed. Anyone walking up here is going to be forced to look at it as they like walk up here. But if the trap was right in front of the door, like right here, okay, a lot harder to see. That's actually really easy to see. So they're obviously going to see it, no fucking problem. They know you're here. That's another thing, okay? You still want to distance yourself a little bit. So as we watch like kind of how close you're willing to stand to this, you know they're coming up. You hear it. All right. You're up next to this wall. I kind of would have preferred to see you like maybe like out here where she has to walk to you a little bit more to get to you. and you're just firing damage into the choke. I think I also would have preferred less sneaking, and in this situation, like, I would have liked you to just be here and just like in a non-sneaking way, just kind of just shoot her, right? Just shoot at this wall, make it to where she sees the pipes coming through this door and wants to use her bubble to walk into it. You understand? So like if we look at how Clouds handled this, not Clouds, I'm sorry, how Ducky handled this. She doesn't actually know if you're right there or like up where Soldier is. So watch when she uses the bubble. Right now she pops bubble. Not as she walked through. Okay. So right now she's already like right up next to you. This is so much better for her to use bubble right now. Whereas like if she was back here and had to use bubble to get in, then the bubble could have been destroyed by the time she was up here, and now you would have been having like a more clean 1v1. Whereas right now, she's right on top of you. You got to get the fucking bubble out first. Like, this is an impossible 1v1. It's so hard. And not much else I can draw from that. And I know it's really kind of confusing the way I just kind of said all that. I don't know what you can really draw from it more than just like space yourself out more. When you have like that kind of choke point, you don't have to be near it to put pressure on it. I think it's more valuable to put pressure on chokes from a distance than it is to be right next to it, because the threat of the choke, I guess, what do you call it, threat presence, is if it's right on that choke, then they don't have to go very far to stop the threat. Where if it's really far away, it feels like such a challenge for them. Like they have to really go out of their way to do something about you. Alright, getting out of there good. Get some heals. I like it. Get in the window. You figured it out. Nice. Got up here now. Really good play, actually. That's exactly what you should have done. Very, very, very good play here. Yes, they did kill your team, but like they used ults to do it. It's fine. Now you got the threat presence of being on coast. You have tire, all kinds of stuff going on here. That mine needed to be for you. Go back for a second. You see this? Mine yourself. Get the fuck out of there immediately. Get the fuck out. Do not fight a Mei up close. Wow. Imagine being such dog shit that you died to fucking total mayhem. Holy shit, dude. Nice. I didn't actually, I'm sorry, I didn't actually watch that tire very much. Let's see kind of like how you routed it and everything. Okay, so from here you just see a bunch of your teammates kind of to the point where they're like maybe going to be pushing point. I don't know if you know if they're through point or through the choke gate or not. Looks like they're not even through the choke. Couldn't really tell based on the outlines alone. My depth perception is pretty bad though. So you kind of felt the need to just use this tire from way back here, which is, you know, it's fine, I suppose. Watching this route you take. Okay, so you're going up here. I like that. You've already used half the tire. Okay, and you're just going to take it straight over. That was kind of dangerous. I feel like that tire is very destroyable. How much more you can do? Like, the reason you were kind of forced to just, like, take a more beeline route to where they were is because you used it so far away that it literally just took the entire life of the tire to get to where it mattered to be.
Objective A captured. New defense point. Objective B.
Oh, you better not die here. Okay, good. Very sneaky. Oh, shit. bad. Okay, you're fine. This is better. This is better to be doing this up here. Like this whole dance with the... Go back a little further. Okay. So you put the trap down and you start doing this. This is good. That's good. And so now you feel like you want to take this mega. He wants to kind of duel you up here a little bit. You take the mega. You just kind of fire some back at him. Don't fall into this trap. Okay, this is a trap here. Don't fight him. There's one reason why Torb is trying to draw you in, right? And because obviously he wants you to be within this turret's range. Okay, he wants to fight within his turret's range. He doesn't really want to just fight for nothing. He doesn't want to die. I don't think you even take the duel. Like, no reason to. If you kind of watch what else is going on right now, it's kind of sad, right? Your team's trying to get up here, and you could be doing so much, but look how much he's distracting you. Whereas, like, man, if you were right here, imagine the amount of impact that you would have had during this amount, like, during this time right here. If you just kind of held your ground and said, you know, fuck this Torb. It's just like a little bit too late. Now they can commit a lot more resources towards you. And I don't know that you can really hold this anymore. You're going to get this mega, but then he's going to kill you. This is like a really horrifying death. What the fuck is this? That's so fucked up. Ooh, getting into the power position. I like it. You duck away from the turret. Very nice. Firing some shots. Nice. Good damage. Yikes. That sucks. Alright, it's only a minute and 20 seconds left. Getting some damage here. Wonder how you're going to use this tire. I think this has potential. You allow this tire. Aww. That was a huge res cancel. Good job. Damn, that turret. Go back for a second. Okay, so that was unfortunate. As you're pulling this thing here, no one's on the high ground. Do not jump this off there. I highly recommend rolling it down the staircase, because when you jump off this surface, like into the wide open, this is the invitation is like, hey, kill my tire. And they have plenty of people that can kill your tire. So very risky, I think, to just like yeet this tire off the cliff, because as soon as it pulls off this cliff, it's in the middle of the open. Anyone who has aim can shoot and kill it. But if it just comes down this way, they have to like prepare for this tire from this direction, and they don't want to even look down the hallway. Like the amount of mechanical skill it takes for Ana to do something about that is just crazy. And like they're both going to just start like continuing to run this way to get away from that corner. And then yeah. So I just personally think running it down that staircase is going to be a little bit better for you. Okay, and so unfortunately we're just going to do some shield damage with it. Even maybe you didn't even get shield damage with it. You tried to run it down main here, Okay, and you're throwing some pipes here. You're getting a little bit close up here. You see that she's going to go for this res. You push her out of a res. And I really wish this little thing you did here would have landed you up here. Okay, to get up here, that would be so big. This vantage point is so huge on the attack phase that if you push them all like off high grounds and down to the point and way in the back, being up here, this is like probably the strongest position to hold. There's nothing they can do about it. They literally just have to be able to shoot you from wherever the fuck they are. But watching what happens here, you decide to fall all the way back down. Ooh, you're gonna take this kind of little fight with the Reinhardt, I guess. I'm not sure what convinced you to come down to the high ground from there, because when you had that, like, from here, that would have been like, yes, you would have had to duel that turret. You could have dueled that turret from here. I think it would have been a lot better just to hold it from up here. You know, hindsight's 2020, obviously. You switch to Tracer here. We'll see where it goes. And we get a good overtime fight here, maybe. Looks like they're going to be using a Blizzard at one point. You still got one blink available. Very cool. Another blink. Good damage. Interesting swap to Sombra on their part. Okay, so go back to the kind of like the beginning of this little bout you had here. Okay, so you kind of come in, you kind of fall off the edge there a little bit. It's fine. And we get this Torp kill, and they are shooting the Mei a little bit. Okay, now the Mei is dead. And now it's just kind of like, what do I do now? Kind of just on point. Well, right here. This is where you kind of want to find yourself sitting, right? As a Tracer, when you're like wondering what should I be doing right now, look at this shit. She comes out, you just start fucking clipping this guy. Reload, start clipping that Ana. What is she gonna do? Turn around and fight you? Okay. That's my point. Okay, and then from this point forward, the fight's won. Okay, go next. All right. Let's see how this last minute of gameplay goes. I like it. It's just going to be basically playing against the sim strat. I actually really dig it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think that normally I'd like to have more game against this window. But I think that with a minute left, your idea is that they're just definitely going Symmetra. And so I really like the strategy. Like in a different situation, without like 1 minute on the clock, I don't know about holding up here. Obviously, I think I'd prefer being on top of this, braining into choke, and then denying anyone who wants to take the power position. But yeah, I really like it. This window's awesome. Not only do you put the trap and the bomb right where you know the teleport is going to be, but you have like just perfect sights of it to just rain hell on them. I'm really excited to see that work for you. I think it will.
Defend objective A.
It's a really nice angle you got there. Nice. There we are. I don't know if I would have given it the high ground, but that's fine. Okay. Huge. Good lead shot there. That was very nice. They're not going to teleport again, are they? Yeah. Generally, they do not do the same thing twice like that. They won't teleport again if it didn't work. So you could, what I'm saying is that you could have defended the power position. This isn't bad though. This is still fine. That's fine. Yeah, just tire. Go up the bell and around it. Okay, we're just gonna go around the bell. Pick up the Mercy. It's fine. Solo tire or Mercy is always a good tire, no matter what. That's just always good. Huge. I mean, you read the Rhine like a book. That was really well done. Good job. There's some notes to be had that game, sure, but like I think you carried it. I think you really carried that round.
2-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
All right, and you're going to be the dirty sim this map. Okay. So I wonder which portal you're going to go for. I'd say you got some really good chances here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend
That
objective.
Ana has a pretty cool set nade.
Ready for battle.
Oh, no, she doesn't. It's just a stupid set nade. She's just literally right here. Imagine being right there. She can die so easily. I thought she was doing the one from up here. I thought she was like doing this bullshit from here. You know how like Ash will do it? Like find the exact cloud. And then just like drop. I thought she was doing that shit like ML7. She's just the whole time she's just standing in front of the door like a fucking dipshit. Okay, cool. All right, just gonna be a clean right to point. That's a really dangerous one to do. So it's fine, pretty well executed, all things considered. It's just like, man, that one is rough. Like they get to just kind of pounce on this. See how these two here are kind of like they feel a little bit left behind. The teleporter is kind of gone. They're a little bit split. It's a really dangerous one. It's a really dangerous one. I definitely much prefer this one coming around here. If you're in comms with them, like tell them about this one. Like this one is the money, dude. That one's so good. Another one that's a little bit perhaps easier to do is if you approach from this side instead. Like let your Rhine kind of walk forward a little bit, and then just do the one that goes straight up to that little balcony up there. I'm bad with camera right now, but like just do this one from here to here. It's nice because they have to be sort of on this side of the choke to have an angle at shooting this teleporter. Whereas if they're on like any of this high ground, any of that high ground, this like fucking hut, pagoda, whatever you want to call it, they can't see it. Can't see it. Whereas like these people on point here, I mean, they can kind of see that. It's just nice. It's nice. You get to go up here, you get to fall off this and then go in, or people get to hold up here and you can stay if they want to, and they can come back around this way and like drop off down here. They can use this natural cover here, right? As people that are holding this high ground over here. And like on the pagoda, they can like fight them back with natural cover. It's really good. Really good. Really good. Okay. Holy shit. Well, I guess you just win. I got all that, and you're just like, I'll just win. I'll just win the game. What are you talking about? Okay, well, they kind of gave it the good old C9, obviously. But yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's a pretty good coverage of this map and kind of what went on here. You did a good job. You got this teleport here. That's an interesting spot where it landed. You put the turrets up here. I think you missed a turret. Let's see what you did. Where'd you put the other one?
Teleporter online.
Did you miss a turret?
The path.
Am I stupid?
The objective.
Got one here.
We must take it quickly.
One with.
No.
You're gonna have to explain to me in low lights what's going on with this one. Not really sure about that one, my dude. This one's a little bit confusing to me. Yeah, I think I just wanted to mainly talk about like the big parts of the map. I think that's what's really just gonna make this one a lot easier for you. It's just knowing and understanding that like this one is a power position and just kind of where to stand. And same thing with the other point over here being that this is a power position as well. So I don't know, just paying a little more attention to those. I think you did pay attention to them a little bit, but it'd be nice to see it just like a little bit more taken advantage of. And just having a knowledge of those and understanding and having definitions for them, I think will be really helpful. Just moving forward. I think your Junkrat rat was like pretty good here. Overall, I think you found some nice positions. I just think you need to maybe like hold your position a little bit more, find that advantage in it. Like here, make sure you're just finding that door a little bit better so that you can get that sort of like rebound pressure, whoever's standing here, if it's Reinhardt or whatever, and like figure out quickly if no one's standing there, how you can kind of like go into here, start shooting up in there. A little bit more as well. Make sure you're getting to the fight on time, because I noticed in the first fight you didn't have the chance to start Hanzo over here. Doing some more cheeky stuff as well as Junkrat. I've seen a lot of stuff with Junkrat in the beginning where they just kind of start off a lot closer to the door with a trap on the door and like a mine down there. They like throw a mine and then they run this way and like mine themselves back, or they just like throw some damage as soon as the door is open and then mine over here, come around the corner, no one sees them, and they're kind of hiding in here, right? So now you're Junkrat, you're hiding in here. The enemy team might know that you're here, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they might assume that you've just escaped to your side of the map, and if they don't know that you're here, there's a lot of value in standing up here as well, just to like insta win that first fight. Maybe you don't even like put a whole lot of damage over here and make yourself super well known right there. Maybe you just put like a trap and a mine on the door and then just find your way into this little room here and just wait, just chill in this corner. Literally the only way they know that you're here is if they're playing like Hanzo and they're here and they put like a sonic arrow on the wall up here for some reason, or if someone like jumps up to this high ground, literally walks in here and then looks at you. But not many people on the attack care to be in this position. This isn't that great. This isn't fantastic. This is like Widowmaker only. If a Widowmaker walks into this room, you just kill her. Like she's just dead. She takes a 1v1 with a junk in a small room. That's just high advantage for you. And if no one sees, if they start like walking forward and making their way through choke a little bit, then you start raining damage on their backline. You get like 2 free kills. And if anyone pushes you, just make sure to save like 1 mine for yourself so you can like jump down, mine yourself forward, and get out of there. Just, you know, doing something cheesy in the beginning like that is always, I think, kind of nice. It just kind of wins a fight for free. I don't know, what else can I say about this map? Not really a whole lot more that I really care to say. Just yeah, make sure to abuse the power of like the coast gambit. That's another thing. I guess I'll just repeat that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll end it there. Anyway, thanks for the code. Keep them coming.